Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Nic Cage Fight podcast, where we're here today to review the movie Bangkok Dangerous. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Josh, you didn't do your intro joke before you named the movie. Why would you do that? Because the intro joke this time is I misspelled my notes for the title of this movie. And I misspelled it in exactly the way you would think I would misspell the title Bangkok Dangerous. I'm here as always with Rich and Ryan. Rich and Ryan, how are we feeling today?
I'm feeling like I did not enjoy this movie called Hit Dick Dangerous.
I am mourning the cancellation of Anti-Flag.
I didn't hear about that. Go ahead and ruin my mood at the top of the episode on this.
What happened? Yeah. So the lead singer of Anti-Flag came out that he sexually assaulted somebody, and everything has blown up now.
Jesus, that is not hugely surprising, though, based on Anti-Flag.
Well, there you go.
Well, that happened. Yep. Ruined my day, too.
So, Bangkok Dangerous, the 2008 version, which is rated R, and clocks in at a smooth hour and 39 minutes. What do you guys think? Should we jump just directly into housekeeping? Why not?
Yeah, that sounds good. I think it's going to be shorter
well.
housekeeping because I don't have a huge context for Thai actors or directors or Thai filmmaking in general. Although after watching the 1999 Bangkok Dangerous for this recording, I am now infinitely curious about what they got going on in Thailand.
I thought that was a 2000 release.
1999. Huh. That's how I was able to find my copy of it, as they say.
Gotcha. So first up, we got directors, the Pang brothers. First up, we have Danny Pang, who has directed a number of films, including The Eye, the original Bangkok Dangerous, The Messengers, Out of Inferno, and Warning from Hell. And then next is
I gotta at least shout out the fact that Danny Pang is also an editor and has worked as an editor in some Hong Kong cinema, specifically the Infernal Affairs movies. If you haven't seen those, definitely get on that. They're phenomenal. It's what Martin Scorsese pulled from for The Departed.
Very nice. While you're helping me out, why don't you help pronounce the other Pang brothers' name?
Oh, I don't know shit about Thai pronunciation, but I'm assuming it's Oxide Chung Pang.
There you go. That is our other director, and he also directed The Eye, the original Bangkok Dangerous, The Messengers, Out of the Inferno, and Flashover. So I tried to include two films that it doesn't look like they worked as a team on, but I'm not 100% on those.
The Eye looks legitimately excellent. That one's getting added to my watch list.
Nice.
So it seems to be a horror film about somebody who gets a cornea transplant and it gets ghosts in her eyes.
My favorite part about the Eye franchise is you have the Eye 2, and then immediately after the Eye 10.
Cool.
I like that. Also, didn't they make or remake The Eye as an American horror film?
They might have. I think that's a gimmick that has just existed as a horror concept for a while, though. You get a transplant from somebody, and then some weird shit starts happening. Like there's a Simpsons episode about it where Homer gets the hair plugs from Snake, the criminal.
Yeah. There's a whole John Mulaney bit.
Treehouse of Horrors bit?
That is a Treehouse of Horrors bit. Yeah. 100%.
I always play all of the Treehouse of Horrors during Halloween.
You got
every year.
Yeah, and there's a whole John Mulaney bit about receiving somebody's eyes. About a romantic comedy about two people receiving eye donor, like an eye from the same donor, then they meet up and they kiss. It doesn't sound that funny, but it is.
All right, so for writers, we have the Pang brothers again. They've written a number of things, including ones you've heard about before, the original Bangkok Dangerous, The Eye, Warning from Hell, and Out of Inferno, as well as working together on a piece called Recycle. But the additional writer is Jason Richman, who did Bad Company, Detroit 187, and Swing Vote of all films.
Jesus, that movie sucks. And so does
I never heard of Swing Vote.
He made a TV series called Stumptown.
Oh, it's that Kevin Costner movie. Where he's playing like Joe the plumber. Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly what the writing effort was on this. I'm wondering if Richmond was brought in to try and regionalize it. I don't know how much say he got into it. Which is weird. I don't know why you'd have to regionalize it too much because the movie takes place entirely overseas.
And it really feels like it's from an outsider's perspective, which is weird because the Pang brothers are from Thailand, and the original Bangkok Dangerous really plays like inside baseball for that, like the culture of Bangkok specifically.
Huh.
Whereas the 2008 version feels like it's from a foreign gaze.
Well, I mean, I guess they knew they were making it for Americans, so
Yeah, that's my only guess.
We don't know shit about shit.
No, we don't. I'm not very well traveled. So
yeah, Josh, tell me about Dallas, Texas.
I have never been to Dallas, Texas.
Yeah,
I was
and that's
to Houston, Texas.
And that is in our country. So
yeah.
I know everything's bigger there.
From my experience with Texas, because when I went, I was like 14 years old, and when I got back, people were like, "What was Texas like?" And they expect you to like give an answer, even as like a young teenager. You're like, "I'm not old enough to be allowed to experience culture in any significant fashion." But the way I described Texas was, it is a bunch of people in a dead sprint between air conditioned locations. That's it.
Yeah.
Like you got out of
right.
a pre-cooled down vehicle and sprinted to the next area that was climate controlled, because any time spent in the elements in Texas at all, you literally felt yourself dying. It's like the video game thing where you know your health bar is just going down very quickly.
Yeah. Just them Zelda hearts be ticking away.
Yeah,
one quarter at a time.
And that's it. That's all I know about Texas, is it felt like you were going to die every time you walked outside. Moving on to cast, man of the hour every hour, we have Nic Cage as Joe. Just Joe. That's it. Next up, we have...
we're going to have fun with these pronunciations, aren't we?
Probably. Charlie Ewan?
I am not 100% sure. Again, I don't know Thai pronunciation. I don't know if she is even Thai or not. She may be Chinese and also speaks Thai. My guess, Charlie Jung. That's my guess. Don't quote any of us on this.
Yeah, let's go with that. Now, she released albums both in Hong Kong and Taiwan.
That's pretty common for Asian actresses. They usually have a music career to go along with the acting.
Gotcha.
My favorite being Meiko Kaji from Japan, who was the 70s Japanese exploitation queen, but she had a pretty good music career too. You can hear some of her songs in the Kill Bill soundtrack.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the song that's playing when Oren Ishii's top of her head gets chopped off is a Meiko Kaji joint.
Nice. Okay. So she plays Fawn, and she was also in a couple of different movies, Seven Swords, Fallen Angels, New Police Story, and Sleepwalker.
She was also a voice in Disney's Tarzan, the Cantonese dub.
Oh, neat.
She also did a movie. I just want to shout this out because it sounds bonkers. Young Policeman in Love.
That sounds like my kind of trash.
Also, a lot of these movies that, like, the later movies that she's in, they all have like movie posters of, Nic Cage in the mid 2010s. They all look straight to DVD, like Cold War and Kung Fu Jungle.
Those Cold War movies are supposed to be legitimately good, though.
Okay.
Kung Fu Jungle looks kind of good, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I was not expecting it when I kind of moused over it to look at the movie poster. And as a matter of fact, I am going to set those to download right the fuck now.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. I'm going to save my bandwidth for after we're recording, though.
Well, yeah. As a common
Rich,
courtesy.
You should probably do that too.
Yeah, no. Do you have any idea how many things I currently have closed on my computer?
Is it a lot?
It's a lot. I have
smart.
I have like nothing open on my computer.
Very smart, sir. So next up we have Shakrit Yamnarm as Kong.
That's about as close as I could probably get to.
I'm going.
That looks like
phonetic,
that's how that's
man.
supposed to work. Yeah.
That's the best I could do.
All apologies to any actors who we've butchered the names of, but like even finding the correct pronunciation for someone outside of your own culture can be a little tricky. So again, deepest apologies.
Yeah, we apologize. Send us hate mail. It's fine. We will accept the rebuke. But he has also been in A Moment in June, For Romance, February, For Kings, and My Best Bodyguard, which was a title I actually really liked.
And I want to shout out a movie that I haven't seen, but sounds fucking awesome. He's in a movie called Demon Warriors. Let me read you the synopsis for this real quick.
Ooh.
A detective commits suicide in order to enter the spiritual realm between life and death to gain supernatural powers.
All right, that sounds bonkers, and I
sounds
want to see
awesome.
it.
Wait, and that's the protagonist? Like,
That's
this
the
isn't
protagonist.
the bad guy's
Yeah,
plot?
no, he's doing this so that he can take down a bad guy.
It reminds me of the fucking web comic where there's that firefighter and he's like, every time somebody comes, is like, thanks for saving my cat, or thanks for putting out the fire in my house, and he's like, fuck you, and everybody's like, oh, he's so mean, what's the deal with this? And then later he's dying in a hospital bed and he goes to hell and just puts on his firefighter helmet.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Next up we have Panward Hamani as Aom. Sorry.
Yeah, I think you got Aom's pronunciation right, because I did hear that name pronounced in the 1999 Bangkok
Okay.
Dangerous.
There you go. I'll take my 3-letter name pronunciation that I got right as an accolade. But they were in Love Flower by the Edge of the Road.
That's a good fucking title.
I know. I only found the two the two films that I ended up putting in my list.
She's also in a movie called Haunting Me, which sounds pretty good.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. By the way, Love Flower by the Edge of the Road was a TV series. Like I try and prioritize films over TV series, and there's a lot of TV series. Haunting Me and Haunted Universities are in the CV too. So,
oh my god, Haunting Me is about drag queens. This sounds awesome.
What is Haunted Universities about?
They
are haunting.
Next up,
okay, I gotta read you the summary for Haunting Me. Okay, so these are. It says that 4 aging yet still outrageous Katoi drag queens who run a boarding house for boys in provincial Thailand, after helping to cover up the mysterious deaths of 2 local teens, obese Ladyboy Pancake and beautiful local girl Numning. The 2 spirits begin haunting the dormitory, forcing the girls to try all sorts of crazy schemes to get rid of the ghosts.
Oh, I love a crazy scheme.
God, I love a crazy scheme. That is wild.
That is a very wild description. What are we doing in America with our fucking TV show plot lines?
We have the good wife and the good doctor and the good fucking whatever.
Well, most of our TV shows,
fucking Yellowstone,
fucking Blue Bloods.
I was gonna say most of our TV shows
Blood.
is these cops are good, and the alternative storyline is these cops are bad. That is the plots of every Law and Order, and on the flip side of the coin, The Shield,
and The Wire,
and also Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
There you go. Like we are the primary storylines.
Which is weird. The good cops and everybody else is the bad cops.
Primary plot of American television, which is this emotionally stunted man-child berates a woman until she falls in love with him.
Hey, I thought
you were doing
How I Met Your Mother.
Hot Wife, which is another one of our favorite ones.
That's another classic. That one's been around since the 50s, man.
That is. We keep going back to that well, man. You can't even pick out which one I was thinking of when I said that.
It was Kevin Can Wait, right?
No, because I'm thinking that like even The Sopranos is fat guy hot wife.
Yeah.
But he's
the answer was
powerful man. Oh, you mean the Honeymooners?
Yeah.
All right. So next up, we have Dom Hetricool as Iran, who's been in a number of things, a lot of foreign TV series. But as far as movies are concerned, we've got The Marine 2, The Outrage, Vampires, The Turning, Extra Legal.
Okay, so you left out 2 of the most wild ones, because shortly after Bangkok Dangerous, he was in a movie called Bangkok Adrenaline. And then like 2 years after that, he was in a movie called Bangkok Revenge.
Are they set in the same world?
No.
They're all separate?
They're all separate.
He was in The Man with the Iron Fist 2.
Oh, fuck. I love Man with the Iron Fist. This is from 2015? What the fuck? The original was from like, is that the RZA?
Yeah. The RZA fucking remade The Man with the Iron Fist.
Huh.
Oh yes, that's right. And it ruled because he did all the music for it.
Yeah.
Now, all right. So my last one in this, I don't know where this person showed up in the film. So I'm gonna need help. James
I'm not
With.
sure how helpful I'm gonna be.
It's absurd. So James With is the name of the actor, and he plays a character named Chicago. Okay.
I don't remember any white people other than Nicolas Cage.
Fucking me neither. I have no idea where this dude was in this movie.
I'm trying to just pull up a picture real quick.
Yeah, I've got the picture and I still can't clock this man.
Fucking go for it. Because the primary picture, at least on IMDb, is amazing. I think he's at a wedding.
Oh shit, he was in that 2008 Rambo movie that I love because it's just 45 minutes of exposition and then 45 minutes of Rambo turning people into red goo.
It gets so much better. Rambo 2008 was my first selection for his CV. Next up, I have Robo Warriors. Next up, I have uncredited British pilot in Independence Day.
Yes.
And my last entry is SAD, sitting and drinking.
Sounds like me right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have never seen this man.
Hello, Robo Warriors. You're going on my download list because this looks like trash. Hey, James Remar's in this.
Sitting and drinking the movie. The fucking. Oh shit. So
Is
hold
it
on.
British? Oh shit, this was written by Stuart Gordon? What the fuck? Okay, Robot Warriors, you're going to the top of the list. I love a
apparently
movie
Sitting
by...
and Drinking had either a prequel or a sequel called Inglorious Bar Studs. Cool. No idea where this guy is in this film. I honestly don't know.
No,
okay,
zero idea.
Robo Warriors seems to be either a prequel or a sequel to Robot Jocks, a movie I love and hate in equal measure.
The jocks became warriors?
Wait.
Before
Before
we get any further, I feel the need to make a statement. You know what robots love?
Energy,
beeping
goods
and booping.
Services.
The
goods
fucking
services,
Isaac Asimov's robot laws that aren't really robot laws.
Yeah, the first law of robotics is listen to these ads.
The second
law
of
the first law of robotics is kill all humans. I'm sorry.
Damn straight.
Sorry,
Damn
I stepped all over your.
I was going to say the second law of robotics is to only buy from Amazon, but yours was way better. Yours was way better. I am out of it today. I had a long day at work. I mean, so did you. So, I mean, I got no excuses.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it.
And I had a long day of dumpster diving for ham scraps.
Nice.
Huh.
Okay,
Better than my day.
We can move on to the plot, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Are we cool? Are we cool with that? I figured,
yeah.
Honestly, Ryan, your slightly lower familiarity with like Thai filmmaking is the only thing saving our housekeeping portion here.
Honestly, yeah.
Otherwise, I feel like we would have gone on for quite some time.
It's distinctly possible because it's just a blind spot for me. I know a thing or two about Chinese filmmaking, specifically the Hong Kong film scene until it was reintegrated in China, and Japanese filmmaking. Everywhere else in Asia, I've kind of got like a blind spot, including like Southeast Asia. Don't really know anything about Cambodian movies or Vietnamese, and fucking lower subcontinent. Like, I don't know anything about Bollywood. That's a huge blind spot for me.
I just assumed that Pol Pot just burned all the movies.
Yeah, right.
I'm positive you've spent some time with Korean filmmaking, though, right?
Oh yes, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. I like quite a bit of Korean films,
Gotcha.
Especially the Old Boy being a personal favorite, The Man from Nowhere. There's a lot of good Korean stuff out there.
Gotcha. All right.
They go hard with their horror, which is something I love.
That's the main reason why I'm familiar. All right. So we open up the movie and we open up in Prague, which cracked me up because I was immediately the first thing out of my mouth was, this isn't Bangkok. What is going on?
This is Prague dangerous.
Yeah, no, my first line of notes was misdirection right out of the gate. We open in Prague. We're treated to some voiceover from our main character, Joe, who's saying that his job takes him to a lot of different places, but he has to be alone in these places, sort of as a consequence of what he does for work. And we're like, what do you do for work? Like, we didn't read, the tagline of the film. We get cuts of shots of a police convoy transporting a prisoner. Cut between this is shots of a long barrel rifle being assembled and loaded, and then the prisoner is brought into like a parking structure. And they take him out and they get in an elevator and they walk him over to an office. So he's clearly like turning state's witness against some bad guys. It's pretty apparent where this is going, and this individual sits down at a table with a microphone, and then we get long-haired Nic Cage looking down the sights of this rifle as the recorder is fired up and pictures are laid out in front of the prisoner witness guy, and then Joe takes the shot, and it's a direct headshot, of course. My favorite part of this, because he's like glancing at his watch as to while he's lining up the shot, he takes the shot as soon as the bell in the bell tower he's in starts to ring to mask the sound of a gunshot, which I thought was cool.
I thought that was cool,
touch.
but also like that prisoner was already talking for a decent amount of time. You already got a lot of information out there.
Yeah, he's like already pointing at pictures and shit. Like I was like, what are we waiting for, guy? He's saying shit.
Like he's talking. You're supposed to shut up the snitch. He's currently snitching.
But also, I don't think that they can use that testimony. I am not a lawyer, to be very clear. But as far as I am aware, due to the fact that we have a right to confront accusers, but then again, this wasn't America, this was Prague. But the only testimony you can use from people that are not alive at the time that the trial is going on is people who make a dying declaration of some sort. And I'm not even 100% on that. So who knows? I'm not familiar with the laws in Prague. So this is actually where we learn the character's name is Joe, and we learn that he's a hitman. And I do want to take a moment real quick. So I'm going to take a quick straw poll of the podcast hosts. His watch style, cool or not cool?
Cool. I like it.
Cool.
It's cool.
It's all right. So
it's dad cool.
Here's my thing. It's not cool in a vacuum. It is a cool hitman watch. If somebody got me that watch as like a present, I'd be like, I'm never gonna wear this. If a hitman gifted me that watch, I'd be like, I am never gonna take this off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Apparently, I did read in the IMDb trivia that is a watch that Nic Cage himself endorses.
God damn it. I fucking hate knowing that.
No, now you have to get it.
Terrible. All right, find it online. Let's see how much this fucking thing goes for. We gotta know now. It's a digital watch, man. Who's wearing digital watches these days?
Nic Cage, apparently.
I'm sorry, we're in the middle of an analog revival. You're wearing a smartwatch or you're wearing an analog watch. Those are your two options. And my smartwatch has an analog face. Anyway, so we cut to Joe in some sort of apartment or condo situation. And it looks like my initial instinct was like, oh,
that's a $500 watch.
What was that?
A $500 watch.
That's oddly affordable for watches.
I was going to say that's actually not the worst I've seen.
It's the Ventura
$500 for a fucking
Sigma, apparently.
Digital watch, though, is a little bit much.
Yeah, but it looks fly as hell.
Only if you're killing people. If you're not, people are like, what the fuck are you wearing?
No, I could see like fucking James Harden wearing that to the NBA white party.
Oh, never mind. The current price is closer to $1,000. That was the price when the movie was made.
I mean, still affordable for like a high-end watch.
Yeah, but again, a high-end digital watch, that's not a thing.
Oh, Nic Cage is making it a thing.
Clearly. I hope he's getting a good cut. So yeah, we cut to Joe in some sort of apartment, and my first instinct when I saw what he was doing, I was like, oh, he's just whipping up a small batch of meth real quick, because that is what it looks like he's doing. And it actually very well might have been
I thought it was heroin.
That's what I'm saying. Context later in the film was heroin, but like not everybody's going to find is going to have the same particular like drug preference. This dude was clearly he had a favorite flavor, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So he might have been doing the same thing but with a different drug, right?
Yeah, true.
And sure enough, a weird tweaker looking guy arrives with a case. The case is filled with money. He hands it over to Joe. Joe takes a small stack of bills out and hands it to the tweaker guy, and then goes to shake his hand. But instead of releasing his hand, Joe just fucking tasers the shit out of him.
For so long.
It's a very long taser scene. You know how most movies they like just zap them with it and they're like, oh, okay, they're out. This is movie magic of tasers. Fucking Joe tases this guy for like 45 seconds straight, and you get to see it all in the movie.
I thought by movie law this man was dead.
I know.
He just taser him to fucking death.
Yeah. But after the tweaker guy is good and tased, we see Joe injecting him with a needle amid his various track marks on his arm. So it's pretty obvious that Joe is cooking up a hot shot. He explains at this point the rules he were taught, which are very straightforward. There's like 4 rules, but they're oddly not iconic enough for them to stick out majorly in my head. The first one is, like don't ask questions, don't make friends, don't leave traces.
Which, he breaks every one of these rules by the end of the movie.
And know when to get out. Now, see, that is a trope. That's a convention that I like. He's like, these are my rules. And the only reason why we're tuning in for the fucking story is because you're breaking those rules. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's compelling, at least to a certain extent. So he lingers on the last rule, which I was actually writing about it. He's like, know when to get out. I was like, out of an individual situation, like out of this line of work, what is it? Now, the answer might actually realistically be both, but Joe means this in the secondary context at this point, right? He's like, I got to get out of this career. So he lines up one last high paying job, which is a series of 4 hits in the same location. And it turns out that these are to occur in Bangkok. And that's where we get the title card. Solid opening, in my opinion, especially for an action flick. I like that. We get the introduction to the character and we get the setup as to why he's doing what he's doing in the film. And then we're off to Bangkok, which my immediate understanding from the scenes that we get to see is that Bangkok has terrible traffic. Looks awful.
Yeah, it's very congested.
Yeah, I've never been, but yeah, it looks kind of awful. And it looks like you just get pickpocketed everywhere.
Well, at least they're clever. I haven't. I mean, I don't know. I don't get to witness a lot of pickpocketing in real life. We see 2 gangster guys talking. Now we get a name for a gangster later in the film. I don't know if the lead henchman is ever referred to by name, but for the majority of this, I want to be describing them as the 2 gangster guys. One is clearly a boss, and then the other one is his bleach blonde headed main henchman.
In my head, only certain people understand this. Every time I saw him, I'm like, this fucking Okada looking motherfucker. Ryan will get that.
I get that. Yeah, he kind of did.
These 2 gangster guys are talking, and it's relatively apparent they're talking about the imminent arrival of Joe
Mama.
Yeah, Joe Mama. But the boss gangster like questions his efficacy, and like the main henchman is just like, the Russians swear by him, which, to be fair, that is a throwaway in assassin and hitman movies to an extreme extent that it might as well be a trope. When they're like, why are we getting this guy? Why don't we just use somebody in-house? It's like, the Russians swear by him. It's like, oh shit, the Russians said that? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, well, you have
That's some John Wick shit right there.
True.
Or it's like some Bullet Train shit where the main guy is just Russian who obliterates everybody.
You ever wonder if Russians are unhappy with the way they're portrayed in general in like American media?
No.
I'm more curious as to what nationality do people do Russians use to denote badassery? Like, are they just like
Albanians?
It's Albanians.
Oh, you said badasser. I thought you were talking about criminality.
Oh,
The answer to that one is
no.
Albanian.
Like,
I mean,
are
that's
they
also
just, like...
who the Greeks fucking default to, from in my experience.
True. This is true.
But no, are like they just like yeah, man, the Canadians swear by them.
I don't think anybody's ever said that.
Nah.
Sorry, Canadians. My apologies. We're talking about tropes, not my personal opinions.
The Icelanders swear by him.
The Danes say this guy's got a real reputation, you know.
The Moors love this guy.
The Dutch speak very highly of him.
And they're like, we're not hiring them. We're not hiring anybody.
The Welsh
Dutchman is
so
recommending
pro this dude. Don't fucking hire him.
Do you have an idea how many Scotsmen this man has killed?
He's just covered in bits and pieces of plaid.
He was an interior decorator. He killed like 14 Czechoslovakians.
Really? His house looks like shit.
And there you go. There's the Sopranos.
There's the Sopranos for you. There's always one.
So yeah, the Russians swear by. I'm sorry I went on that tangent. I was just thinking like the joke trope, like you can't be racist against Italians, which I think holds true. But I also realized like Russians catch a lot of fucking flack. I wonder if they care about it. Anyway, so Joe gets to his rental place in Bangkok and then hits the town like a tourist. And I got to fucking call out the costume department on this one because he is dressed in an amazing cherry blossom, like paisley button down. It's fantastic. I don't know if the shirt stood out in your guys' minds from this scene, but it did for me.
I didn't catch it at all. I just noticed he looked like a dad the entire time, a dad on vacation.
I was just looking at his hair and just being like, he must have shot this and next like back to back because the hair's the fucking same.
I think it's true. I think it might have been that specific situation.
I'm about to check because...
Yeah, I'm curious.
You guys check, and at some point, I insist that you go back and take a look at that shirt because it's a great shirt.
So the order, just real quick, is next, National Treasure Book of Secrets, Bangkok Dangerous, and then Knowing, which makes a lot of sense.
He kept his hair the same throughout all of those films, right?
I've never seen Book of Secrets, so
I thought he was long hair, and I haven't seen it either.
I think he might be long hair in
trailers
that, yeah.
and shit. Joe plays the part of the tourist here, down to the outfit and taking pictures. But he is on a mission, and he is trying to set up his modus operandi for doing hits. And like we saw in the previous scenes with the tweaker guy, his bit is to find some disposable local scumbag to act as his go-between / aid for the duration of the job, and then to kill them at the end.
And here's our first major deviation from the original 1999 version, is that Joe and Kong had known each other since like years and years, and Kong was deaf mute and trained to be an assassin because Joe noticed he's real good at gun at a shooting range he was working as a janitor for.
See, I feel like just sort of in general being deaf is a detriment to assassin-y stuff.
Yeah, I agree to a certain point, but they kind of justify it in that he doesn't respond to the sound of gunfire, so it makes him an unflinching killing machine.
That's fair. Have either of you guys ever shot a gun without ear protection?
Oh yeah, no, not without ear protection.
I definitely have. I was deaf for a day.
But even with ear protection, it's still startling.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, when I was learning how to shoot, I shot a 9mm handgun, and I had forgot to put my earplugs in, and it was a jarring experience. The first shot, the rest went fine.
Yeah.
You know what? That explains a lot.
You're like, holy shit. Anyway, so yeah, I'll grant that. It's funny that you mentioned that because there are nods to that in this film, although they kind of played swapperoo with general character traits.
Yeah,
and
they
quirks
kind of
with the-
shuffled
Yeah.
all of that stuff for
Yeah.
the American remake.
which honestly is fine. I get deviations from a regular story. I wouldn't necessarily say I favor remakes in any way, shape, or form, but I do
It
think this sort of
depends.
shuffling around character aspects and stuff like that gives a nod to an original while ultimately generating a new unique character.
I like some
specifically have a
remakes
problem with that.
significantly more than the original movie, but those are usually where the original is just kind of boring and somebody took the plot seed and really made something grow from it. Like fucking David Cronenberg's The Fly. The original Fly is mostly boring, but Cronenberg's is so gnarly and so gross. Or John Carpenter's The Thing, for example, where they're taking like a Cold War atomic era paranoia and re-implanting it into the 80s Cold War paranoia, so they recontextualize it.
Yeah. Also, I mean, this also might just be me being a contrarian. Everybody who like whenever they remake anything and it comes out, they're like, this isn't a shot for shot remake of the original, and I'm mad. I'm like, why would you want that?
Yeah.
Why would you just want a reshoot of what you've already seen?
I mean, one of the worst movies I've ever seen is the shot for shot remake of Psycho that Gus Van Sant did in the 90s.
Fair.
It's dog
that
shit.
was awful. Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible. Fucking Vince Vaughn asked Norman Bates. He's too beefy to be a Norman Bates.
Yeah, because like, look, I need to know that it's chocolate syrup going down that drain.
Yeah.
How did you feel about the Good Doctor's portrayal in the television serialized version of Psycho, the prequel, I guess, of it?
Oh, Bates Motel.
Yeah,
I've never seen it.
I didn't watch any of it.
my
I had
fiance
no
is
interest.
a big fan of the Farmigas, so I watched a fair amount of it. It was meh. It wasn't
yeah, that's
terrible.
about what
Well,
I know my
Josh,
mom liked it, which made me think I would not.
Josh, you know what else your fiance is a big fan of?
Commercials. She fucking loves commercials.
Loves ads.
It's crazy.
I've never understood it.
That's why I'm still paying for cable. She just can't get enough.
Just loves commercials.
Just fucking loves those M&Ms. Like those guys are so cool. I hate that the green M&M isn't fuckable anymore.
Yeah, I mean, listen, she's on the record of wanting to fuck the green M&M.
Well, I mean, before they took away the boots or whatever, or high heels and replaced them with boots.
Yes, clearly. I mean,
yeah.
who wants to fuck the green M&M now?
All right, listen to this ad for how you can fuck the green M&M.
Who would have thought that the Konami code would have just made the green M&M fuckable again?
Dude, up, down, down, left, right, BA, select, start.
Boom, fuckable
Damn,
again.
I'm fucking the green M&M right now.
Impressive, but I was just going down a rabbit hole in my head of just the saddest person in the like mascot alley in Times Square. It's just somebody dressed in a full bodysuit, green M&M, going like, dance. Does anybody want to dance?
No, the saddest one is whoever is still dressing up as the Noid.
There can't. First of all,
there's gotta be. No, there's gotta be. They're cool, but they're sad.
I don't think that's possible. I don't think it's possible, because if there was a Noid, I'd break my moratorium, my boycott of New York City to go get my picture taken with the Noid, and nobody would understand.
No, you got to avoid the Noid.
No, I want a picture commemorating the time I failed to avoid the Noid, which the rest of my life I've been very fucking good at.
Yeah, I've never once seen the Noid.
Not even on your Nintendo Entertainment System?
Yeah, I was gonna say that means you didn't play the right video game.
No. I mean in real, like out the window. Oh fuck. Is that the Noid?
I mean, he's out there. He's making fucking potholes to slow down your pizza deliveries.
On the wind, on the wing of the plane right now.
Yes. There's a Noid on the wing. There's a Noid on the wing.
So our introduction. Before we devolve into just 45 minutes of talking about the Noid, our introduction to Kong is actually pretty
better
slick.
than this fucking movie.
Yeah, it would be.
I didn't hate this movie.
I didn't either, but it only has 2 good kills.
There's some great shots in it. and we're gonna get to them.
Yeah, but all of the shots are directly from the original, so it's kind of boring in that way.
Hey man, if somebody pulled it off right before, why try and
It's the
reinvent the
same
wheel?
people pulled it off before. They're going to the same well. That well is now dry.
So
Their
again,
village is dying.
like I said, the invention of the wheel for the second wheel of that cart, he didn't try and fucking go weird with it and make an octagon. um so our introduction to Kong is as like a red light district barker of some sort. So he is explicitly targeting and talking up the obvious American sex tourists that are in the area. And while showing them brochures, he's very smoothly, like literal purse cutting. He is using a razor blade to cut out the bottom of their little fanny packs and
This I
snatch
did
their
love.
wallets.
I love that he's just got a fucking safety razor that he's kind of like slowly chipping away at the bottom while he's like, "You like boys?"
Yeah, he's like, look at all these girls, and they're like, no, thank you. He's like, oh, you want boys? I got boys. Also, that's a 2-film run in the same week where we got an explicit safety razor scene. So
Yeah.
tally it up. And
and if you want to know the first one, go to our Patreon, Nic Cage, patreon.com/Nic Cage Fight. Get that $10 tier and listen to us talk about the wrestler for fucking 3 hours and 17 minutes.
Jesus, it was that long.
It was that long.
I mean, the movie was that good.
It was good. Also, Rich's instincts always 100% because I teed him up for that Patreon pitch and he just crushed it.
Listen, I fucking a broken clock's right twice a day.
Hey man, don't sell yourself short. So Joe approaches the Barker / pickpocket and pitches him on being his gopher. Kong seems reluctant initially, but it's just a negotiating tactic. He
no, I love his actual negotiating tactic, which is just yelling numbers at him. He's like 5,000, 4,000, 3,500.
2,995.
Yeah.
He does like it's not quite that. He's like 2,754.50. And then that's what Nic Cage is just like, we'll just round it up. We'll round it up to 3,000. It's fine.
Yeah. But his initial one is to just like brush Joe off. And then when Joe goes to walk away, he's like, wait, no, that's not how you negotiate. You're terrible at this.
Have you ever been to Bangkok? This is what I do. I negotiate.
I did like Kong in this, even though watching the original Thai film kind of like that's not who Kong was in that movie. Kong was just a sad deaf mute dude who really wanted to fuck a pharmacist in the Thai version.
Yeah, but this version, I do like him. I think he's the best character in this film.
He is the best character in this movie by a country mile.
Which for you listeners in the city is longer than your mile.
That's like the baker's dozen of miles.
Yeah.
So Kong's first job is to go and pay a dancer at a club with a marked bill and to bring back the package that she gives him directly to Joe. No stopping, not even for pissing. And I say that explicitly because this question is posed, which is a smart fucking question as an employee. Like, you got to bring it right back here. No exceptions. You're like, what if I got to pee? And they're like, no exceptions.
No, you like, work for Amazon.
I will bill you for my pants. Okay. So Kong does this. Can we talk about the club real quick? Is this a good time to do this? Because
sure, because I got some comments on this in context compared to the original.
Good. Let me give you my idiot, very cloistered, not well-traveled view of this. This is the most culture, I guess, I got from this film was that clubs in Bangkok are like clubs in America, but they have like this idol pop thing with stage dancers. Like they're in costumes and they're doing like a song and dance routine as opposed to just regular like EDM or house music.
That's basically what I got out of it too, but all of the music sounds like bad Thai covers of American shitty pop songs. In the 1999 Bangkok Dangerous is just grimy fucking strip club shit the whole time.
It's just Crazy Bitch by fucking, who did that song? Fucking Puddle of Mud or something? Seven Dust?
It's something Cherry.
Fuck Cherry. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Fuck Cherry. But yeah, no, like the Thai movie is like way grimier than the American
Also,
one.
wait, while we're on the topic of fucking Buck Cherry Crazy Bitch, you know you're at a trashy event if somebody puts this on, and I have never seen anybody put this on without a full on at least dance routine and lip sync that they would do to this. Nowhere in public have I heard this played on purpose without one person doing that.
It's like in my top 10 worst songs of all time. It's
Okay,
like that.
so-
It's the Kid Rock song that rips off Warren Zevon. Like the worst
So
in the world.
But
At
all
Josh's
summer long,
wedding-
is that the one you're
Yeah, I
talking about?
fucking
Yes.
hate that song.
Yes,
I love
that
Warren
too.
Zevon.
At Josh's wedding, I'm going to tip the DJ $100 to play Crazy Bitch and just
It's on our,
watch
not,
him.
it's on our do not
It's-
playlist. And let me tell you, we are tipping them way more.
Damn it.
I'm going to
Yeah,
tip
it's
like
not gonna
$100 to play Return of the Mac. Because that's what I do at weddings. I request Return of the Mac.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a song you want to hear. Wait, how
I'll
many
tell
Bon
you this,
Jovi
Rich.
songs are on your playlist?
There's
Gonna love that.
actually, I'm not gonna lie. I literally priced out. First of all, my first thought going into a wedding is I tried to see what the cheapest appearance fee was for any D-list celebrity, because I wanted to pay that fee and have them show up at my wedding with contractually obligated to just act normal the entire time and refuse to engage with anybody who asked them who they were. Because I just wanted a bunch of people to go to my wedding and after or during and after be like, is that fucking Ja Rule at table 17?
Is that fucking
Can't
Clint
be.
Howard?
Why would
What's
he
Clint
know that?
Howard doing here?
That was my goal. That's where it started. But it turns out to get anybody recognizable at an event, it's a lot of fucking money.
I'm really curious what Clint Howard's appearance fee is.
Look it up. I still got
I'm
time.
gonna.
That being said, what I transitioned to was celebrity impersonators. And before I get into turning this into I think you should leave bit, my search stopped because I started looking for John Bon Jovi impersonators, specifically to torture A, our biggest Patreon fan, and B, a close personal friend who is in our wedding who fucking hates Bon Jovi. And I was going to get the Bon Jovi impersonator to specifically fuck with him the entire time. We're talking a he can hit kind of contract, right? But even that was absurdly expensive. So I'm like, no dice.
Clint Howard is 150 to 300 grand, but it
That's what I'm
specifically
fucking
states
saying, man.
any recent popularity change may cause a price fluctuation.
Yeah, sure.
So, like, if we cancel Clint Howard, we might be able to get him for a song.
Yeah,
All right,
wait,
you
wait,
heard
wait.
it, fans.
How much is it to get Trapped to play at your wedding?
Absolutely
Fucking I
not.
know.
Absolutely not.
What about Hoobastank?
That one I would actually I would go for.
You'd
But
consider
again, I
Hoobastank?
guarantee you we couldn't afford them. I'm telling you, man, I was scraping bottom of the barrel on semi-recognizable persons, and you do not get them to come out for less than 10 grand. And then you also have to pay for flight and accommodations afterwards. It's too expensive. It's too expensive. The cheapest one was we almost got the lead singer of the Wonder Years to be our officiant, which
I mean,
was
shit, I could
very
be your officiant. I'm an ordained minister.
so he was very reasonably priced, but they're going on tour
Okay.
at the same time. But otherwise, we would have had that. And
yeah,
it
but
would
we
have
got
been
those nice
awesome.
pictures with him, though.
We did. We got to see him later, and we asked him to stand like he was officiating a wedding in just a grimy AC fucking bar that we
Strong.
love very much, but still.
That was
I like
still
those
like
pictures.
that was still like the best $100 I ever spent for those tickets.
It was a good time. So anyway, Kong gets this package and then takes off with it to take it back to Joe. Joe, being a paranoid fuck, is following him in his vehicle and watches Kong run a red light and immediately get followed by a police cruiser. And Kong dips down an alleyway and loses the cops. He's waiting at Joe's place when Joe drives up and he gives him the case. Joe scolds him. He's like, "You're not getting paid for today." Kong's like, "Why?" And he's like, "You got the cops on your tail and you ran away." And Kong's like, "Yeah, you told me not to stop for anything, not even to pee." And
Well,
Joe's like, all right,
reasonable.
it is reasonable. It is reasonable. But Joe's like, no more cops. I don't like cops, which is also reasonable.
I mean, that's normal people saying it. If you're committing 4 murders in like 2 days, definitely no cops.
No. Reasonable is always no cops. But especially so if you're committing 4 murders in a tight time frame in the same geographic location. That's just common sense. So Joe is studying the dossier he got in this package of his first target, and Kong makes another delivery to the dancer and tries to flirt. The gangsters who have hired Joe appear to be at a kickboxing match when the dancer arrives to make the handoff of Joe's package back to him. Also, the kickboxing match scene is really cool. I like that.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
And it makes way more sense in the Thai version. So like during this match, the big bad of the movie is talking to the mob boss, and he's like, the mob boss is like, you can't kill a man with your fists. And the other dude, who ends up being like the main reason why all shit breaks bad towards the end of the movie, is like, you should try it sometime.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah,
I'll give him that.
And that guy ends up going off and doing the most heinous shit in the movie and getting killed for it, which just starts knocking over dominoes of worse and worse shit happening for the rest of that movie.
Nice. So Kong arrives back to Joe's apartment and gives him another case. Kong gives Joe some feng shui advice before leaving, having to do with the positioning of a painting of an elephant, which becomes a bit of symbolism throughout the course of the film, which is why I'm mentioning it now. So after he leaves, Joe readies one of his pistols and takes a good long look at the needle/hot shot setup that was delivered in the latest case. This is clearly intended for Kong at the conclusion of this run of jobs. So later on, Joe is on a motorcycle getting ready for his first hit. A kid selling like flower necklaces sees him before he takes off. He uses a gadget. It's the only use of like high-tech gadgetry that I can think of in the film, but it's a pretty cool one. It makes a street light turn red. No reference to how he got it or anything. He just has a cool gadget. You know what I mean?
Which is stupid because those things are not like wireless enabled. I've looked into how to hack a street light, and that's just not it, bud.
Oh, well, you're just not at Joe's level, man.
Nah. Fucking tiny EMP.
You know, it is kind of funny with all of the insane people with too much time and too much understanding of electronics around that you don't see more of that.
Yeah.
Well, didn't they just make that one thing illegal, like the infrared? What the hell was it called?
Oh, you're talking about the dolphin?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was made illegal, but I know that there's like heavy regulation on if you can get that or not, because it's like, do you work in like an IT industry where this would be a useful tool for you? Sure, go ahead. If not, you're on a fucking watch list for buying one.
You're talking about that Wi-Fi thing that the TikTok kids were.
It's Wi-Fi, RFID, and infrared enabled, and you can like program it to basically be like a universal remote for TVs or a fucking password cracker for other people's Wi-Fi.
So it's funny. Before that was a thing, I got a buddy of mine a watch, which was basically just a Wi-Fi fuckery device.
Yeah.
Like it had a couple of things where it could try and like brute force password protected Wi-Fi spots. Or one of my favorite ones is it could throw up a dozen fake Wi-Fi hotspots just in your vicinity and just act as a keylog to anybody who tried to access it.
Yeah.
It had a couple of other functions too. I gotta ask him if he's played around with it. I told him he was never allowed to bring it into my household.
That's a good call.
That's fair.
So he sets up a red light, and his first target is stuck in traffic at the red light. Joe just cruises through the traffic on his motorcycle, pulls out in front of the car that contains the target, and just unloads an Uzi into it before taking off again. On his way out, the kid who saw him in the alley preparing sort of like steps out on the street in front of him, and he has to dodge around, and he hits some jutting stack of rebar, scraping his arm before tossing the Uzi into a body of water as he passes it. After this point, Joe confirms a wire transfer to his account for the completion of the hit, and then he has to go to a local pharmacy. And this is, I think this is a good place to stop episode 1. What do you guys
that
think?
seems fair.
Yeah.
1 down, 3 to go. Pivotal pharmacy scene coming up, which
I
is
thought you meant
actually not a
episodes,
joke.
and I was like, we can't talk about this movie for 4 episodes.
Wait, what was that?
I thought you were talking about episodes, and I'm like, we can't talk about this shit for 4 episodes.
Yeah, 4 episodes. We're not doing 4 episodes for this?
No.
Okay. All right, we'll do it in 2. Fuck it. We'll do it live. It's fine.
All right, good.
While you're waiting for episode 2 to drop, of course, please feel free to follow us on social media. You can find us on Twitter at cagefight_pod. Go ahead and use one of your 600 views a day on our feed. We basically just occasionally tweet about movies or clown on people who say stupid shit, referencing movies that we've seen.
Oh, that was a fun day. You can also find us on Patreon, patreon.com/NicCageFight. $1 a month gets you every single episode that we have done with none of these pesky ads. So, hey, if you like us, throw us $1. Please. I'm so poor. I'm so poor.
We like to eat. Let us eat.
I can only eat rice so many times a day.
Rice and canned sardines for me, baby.
Yeah, no, you're doing your rice wrong, Rich. You gotta get rice seasoning.
Yeah, you got to get that furikake that tastes like fucking shrimp and shit.
Oh, look at you fucking millionaires over here with your seasonings. Oh.
Dude, a 2-pack was $10. Get furikake.
It's like $3 a jar at the Asian market. You can afford this, trust me.
Yeah, $10 is a 2-pack. That you can get shipped directly to your house, man. Also, that's just solid advice in general. This episode brought to you by furikake.
Also, just a little butter and soy sauce will get you where you need to go.
Absolutely.
If you're too poor for that.
And
sesame seeds, dude.
A little
Sesame
spoonful
seeds,
of garlic,
yeah.
too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta have the garlic.
Yeah. I'm Italian. I have a jar of garlic. I just eat it.
And yet you're eating rice instead of little bits of pasta shaped like rice. All right. Thank you guys, as always, for listening. And of course, listeners, please remember, we appreciate you.